What's up, everybody? M Shadows here, and we're here to talk to you today about the video game Hail to the King Deathbat and kind of the making of, and also a little bit of the backstory and some interesting things that you might want to know about it. Here with Michael.
Michael Stragey here. I programmed the game and was involved in the development all the way through.
He's happy to get the game done, as are we. We can't wait for you guys to play it. Hail to the King Deathbat is a mobile game, first off, and it's an action adventure. There's a lot of different genres that we've kind of pulled from.
A little hack and slash, a little RPG elements.
A lot of different stuff, but it's also very original. It's very original because you're taking all these different elements from like the Gauntlets and the Castlevanias and the Zeldas, and you're kind of taking little things but also mixing it into this gothic vibe of essentially what the Avenged Sevenfold artwork's been for 15 years. I mean, the original idea was just to be able to allow our fans to walk through our discography and our artwork and kind of look around in there and have a storyline that kind of took you through these things. So if you see the City of Evil album cover, what would it be like if you were a character thrown into that mix, and what would that world look like? And that's kind of like the bare bones of what we wanted to do in the beginning. The elements that are very Avenged Sevenfold in the game would come down to not only the imagery, but like the level names, the bosses. You know, we have a song called Beast and the Harlot, so obviously we wanted to make a double boss, you know, called the Beast and the Harlot. We have a song called Bat Country, so who would be the king of Bat Country? The Bat King. So there's all these things that play into it. We have a music video for A Little Piece of Heaven. So we had the Undead Girl makes an appearance. Dark Andronicus is basically your doppelganger, the evil Deathbat that has been made in your shadow to rule over a land by an evil king. So he makes an appearance. You're basically fighting yourself through a lot of this. There's just a ton of references to Avenged Sevenfold in our artwork and our discography, all over the place. The reason we decided to add the Rev in the game was pretty simple. I mean, I grew up playing video games with the Rev. We'd go to his house and play video games. So I know that if we were going to make a video game, he would be pretty jealous if he wasn't involved in it somehow. And why not make him like the all-powerful character in it, you know? So like if you do unlock the Rev sword, you're basically unstoppable. I think he would have got a kick out of being a character in a video game. I went and showed his family, and they were really excited about it. Got their blessings on it. It was one of those things where we were like, yeah, let's throw him in there as long as his family's cool with it, and they were just really, really cool with it. And so it's a fun thing to be able to play as your best friend in a video game. I think gamers will be excited to get such a powerful sword, and I think fans will be excited to play as him. You're dealing with fans that really still miss the Rev, and they obviously always will. I think it's a cool thing to put it in their hands and be able to play as his character, and it's cool stuff, you know. I think it's fun for the fans to get any piece they can of the Rev.
It's not very often that a band approaches you to do a game. So wasn't sure whether it would happen, but it happened, and it started off really small, but just over the time we just wanted to make it better and better and better, and blew up into what it is today. Making
games and writing music, there's a lot of the same issues, but luckily when I'm writing music, I have to deal with all the problems like that are coming up when it comes to songwriting and stuff like that. With the game, I get to find problems, and then this guy gets to deal with them. And taking feedback from friends and stuff, and then also, you know, playing it myself and saying, what do I think about this experience? But there is a lot of stress put on him because he has to figure out what can make it better. Songwriting's the same way, you know, where you're sitting there stressing all the time about trying to make the best product, and you get so deep into it that sometimes you lose sight.
No, I totally agree. So it's good to bounce things off of each other and come up with the correct solution for things, hopefully.
So one way that me and Mike were discussing how to help people through the game that aren't necessarily hardcore gamers, at least to get through a few levels, was we added the band characters, and we made their swords extremely overpowered. We had two problems. Like, if you're not very good at these type of games, we couldn't necessarily make you earn the swords because you would have to get so far into the game just to earn such a powerful sword. And we didn't want to necessarily have the game give you the sword for free, because if you gave the sword for free, then it's basically a part of the game, and then all of a sudden the game's difficulty becomes much easier because everyone would use the crazier sword. So what we did was we decided that band characters and those swords would cost $1.99. So basically what you're doing is you're buying in some ways a cheat. You're buying a sword so powerful that you can get through the first few levels and hopefully get a hang of how the game works.
As far as Easter eggs, I can't say.
I'd be surprised if people could find the Terminator. Do you know where the Terminator's at?
I don't even know where the Terminator's
There's
at.
a Terminator in there. So if you can find the Terminator, send a screenshot. And Terminator's hidden in the game somewhere.
I'm really proud of how the game actually turned out. Again, I've worked on a lot of games, but this one here, I've enjoyed working on it, and I think it's a fun game to play.
You know, and a lot of people say this, it's not about the end result, it's about the process. I had so much fun making the game, it was a cool thing to do. So for me, it's a complete success because forever, I can go up to people and go, oh, you have an iPhone or you have an Android? I have a video game on there if you want to check it out, which I think is cool, you know, like a true video game. And it's a big video game. It's meant to be a fun thing for our fans. And hopefully they see it as that.